We have 4 plays that we're going to break down. We actually, so I lied a little bit. Okay, I lied a lot last week. I did say we were going to look at the Minneapolis Miracle. We're not going to do that. I also said we're going to try and pick some plays from the Hall of Fame game. We sure as heck aren't going to do that.
They don't want us to.
We would lose tremendous viewers if that were to happen. There was not one thing worth looking. I mean, if we have time, there is some stuff worth it. But for us just trying to get this installing this basic understanding of film study, there's nothing great about last week.
Unless we wanted to watch that field goal attempt that
oh my God.
almost hit a cheerleader or something.
Yeah, talk about wide right. Holy Christ. That was bad. That was certainly bad.
Put a little English on that one.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit. But we have 4 plays that we're going to talk about today. All right? I don't know should I announce them before or just announce them as we go through them? We'll just announce them as we go through.
Okay.
All right. So we do have two this weekend's two of this weekend's Hall of Fame inductees. We're going to be looking at some significant plays, a significant play of each of them. We're going to look at a Peyton Manning play and a Charles Woodson play. That is how we are going to take a gander at today's episode. Just to start off, and we have 2 more plays on the back end of it. All right. So the very first play we're going to take a look at, this is a Peyton Manning play from October 6th, 2013 against the Dallas Cowboys. One of the best. Oh, it's such a good game. One of the best back-and-forth games I've probably ever watched. I've watched it from start to finish. I've watched highlights. It's a fantastic back-and-forth game. I think there was somebody had 6 or 7 touchdowns. It was back and forth. Romo and Manning just kind of going, just putting points on the board. It's 3rd and 1 right now. All right, I'm gonna play the clip for you. It's 3rd and 1 with 52 seconds left. We're going to play the clip. And then we are going to slow it down and break it down. So let's kick this thing off.
This week on the defensive side, be alert. Peyton Manning can run some bootlegs and running formations. You ready for this? His first rushing touchdown in 5 years. The last time he tried a bootleg was out at Oakland against the Raiders when he was playing for the Colts, and it went for a long one, and nobody in the stadium could believe he tried it. I don't think anybody here could believe it either, but it was a nice call.
All right. So there's your play. We're going to take a look back at it again. All right, so we're going to turn the volume down, and we're going to break it down again. So what you've seen, what many of us just see with that play, is a really good trick play. It's a Peyton Manning bootleg to the outside. What we're trying to take a look at today is why that play worked out as well as it did. Okay, so we're going to start off with the formation. All right. The Broncos are in a 22 personnel, and we explained last week that 22 personnel is 2 running backs, 2 tight ends, and 1 wide receiver. They're in the I formation right here, as you can tell. But just so our audio viewers can understand, we have quarterback, center, guard, tackle, tight end on the left side, tight end on the right side. So there's no strong side, weak side. It's a very balanced offensive line. There's a wide receiver. I don't know their name off the top. I don't know. It's hard to see the names and stuff from this footage, but there's a wide receiver just behind the left ankle of our left tight end, and we have 2 run. It looks like a fullback and a running back. I believe the running back is Sean Moreno.
I think you're right.
I think so. He'd actually. So what led up to this? So the Colts were on, Colts. I mean, the Broncos. We're on the 2-yard line. Peyton Manning threw an incomplete pass, and then Sean Moreno got a gain of 1 and was tackled by DeMarcus Ware. So it's setting up. It's 3rd and 1. There's 52 seconds left in this half, in this quarter. And Denver's up 21-17 right now. They're on goal line. We all know that goal line's a very, very tough formation to, or just a very tough area to score, right? The passing lane, it's a lot tighter.
Yep.
Offense has become, I wouldn't say a little bit more predictable, but it's easy to see, it's easy to defend for the run against here, and there's limited passing lanes. So this is one of those tough things. The bootleg is fantastic because they probably didn't really prepare for it.
No.
But so we got that. Now on the Dallas side of things, they are in a goal line defense, okay, with a little bit of man coverage going on. The box is pretty stacked. They have 8 people on the line.
Yeah, there's 7 defensive linemen, either with their hand in the dirt or just in a 2-point stance.
Yeah.
And then they've got looks like DeMarcus Ware in a stand-up position, and then 2 linebackers behind them, or probably 2 safeties and a linebacker. And they're all right now keying in on that running back.
For sure. Yeah, they know. They're like, it's got to be, right? There's the Broncos are stacking this offensive line. They got to be getting some kind of protection. So let's advance this play just a smidge. All right, right there. For those who couldn't understand or hear it, we're for the audio for people. The full clip will be played. Peyton's yelling cancel here.
Yeah.
All right, and we're not entirely sure what that means. Peyton Manning's a very cerebral quarterback at this point. I mean, he kind of always had been, but he's a very elite level quarterback. I really can't see them kind of going for a pass play with the formation they're in. Maybe it's a dummy call. I think that's more so what a dummy call is, where you're just saying stuff and getting the defense to kind of throw off or just, I guess, shift a little bit. But he calls a cancel. He's got his hands raised up. All right. Let's advance it a little bit more. All right. Getting settled. Clicks the left foot down. We'll go a little bit forward. And we have our wide receiver in motion. Now, for those who don't understand the concept of motion, only one player at a time could go into motion. One player per play. So you can't do multiple. You are allowed 1 step forward and as many steps as you need to get across the field, but only 1 step forward and as many steps as you need to take to the right side or the left side. Yeah. For this situation, he's bringing a wide receiver on the left side all the way across. Now let's see.
You can do multiple people in motion, but just not at the same time.
Correct.
And that whoever went in motion, they need to be set for a full second.
Correct. Yeah, you can get called for an illegal shift, which a lot of people I don't think understand that. You have to have your feet set. They have to stop at the hike. And a lot of times, too, a quarterback will look for that wide receiver or that tight end to stop their feet, and then he'll call hike. There's a whole line of communication that we don't really get to see.
Wide receivers, very similar to marking on a stage for actors, dancers, or whatever. They have marks that they need to hit before the quarterback will snap the ball.
Right.
So
there's all sorts of communications cues. This is the importance of cadence and just talking with your guys, right? There has to be sometimes it doesn't have to be anything. It could be a look. But there has to be some kind of trust. There has to be a trust between the quarterback and his center who distributes information across his offensive line. There has to be chemistry between the quarterback and wide receiver who you got to signal and route changes on the fly and all that stuff. There's got to be a lot of chemistry and understanding. So, all right. So we're going to advance this play and see where our wide receiver stops. All right. So, as you can see there, our wide receiver, again, don't know his name. He stops between the right guard and tackle. Okay, so this shows the defense that, hey, they're going to go for a run play right up the gut. Right? This signifies it. Peyton Manning called him in, shifted him over in motion to pick up an extra blocker on this right side. And
respectively, the defense, a man followed him over.
Correct. Yep, shifted over. So that's kind of where they believe this play is going. All right, it doesn't matter if you know where a play is going; it's if you can stop it. And I think that's the important sell of this play. So we're really loaded up on the right side now with an extra blocker. Our wide receiver's feet are set, and the ball is hiked. All right, so we have, I believe that's DeMarcus Ware on the outside edge. From our vantage point, from the offensive vantage point, it would be the left side. From the defense's vantage point, it's the right side. We have a fullback. Our fullback leading in. He's going right to that hole where it was set up. So, Brian, if you can explain the gaps.
You're right. From my Little Loop days, calling simple dive plays, which is what this is setting up as, is there's a numerical setup for it, where between you start with the center in the middle, and then divided in each gap between the players. So between center and guard, that is the 2 gap, and then between the guard and the tackle, that is the 4 gap. This is all going to the right side,
Right.
and then between the tackle and the tight end, that's the 6, and then anything outside the tight end or just anything very out wide, that's 8, and then do the opposite on the left side, all odds. So 1, 3, 5, 7 going between center guard, between guard tackle, and so on and so forth.
Okay. So
as best as we can tell, this is what I would call a 24. It's a I formation 24 dive.
right.
In the simplest term, there's no way that's what that's called
Originally, but yeah, we have to have our own dialogue.
That's
I
right.
guess we have to have our own ways of communicating with you and our ways of understanding it. That's the beauty of football lingo. Talk is that it's very regionalized. Every team has a different way that they call something. That could be the same thing somewhere else technically, but just a different way.
This could be called a blast too, for our Madden players out there.
Halfback power.
Right. So powers and blasts and dives. I think I might have dive might be wrong. When a fullback leads you through the hole, that changes the terminology.
Okay.
So as far as the first
Halfback
number
lead or something like that.
right. So
I got that from Madden, by the way.
So the first number, the 2, is assigned to the halfback, and then a fullback can be assigned a 4 or a 3, depending on whatever offense it is. But
Right.
they don't. I don't even know if they use that stuff.
Right.
Like I've never seen it in a full playbook, but
No, unfortunately we haven't. We gotta get our hands on one someday.
yeah, listeners, if you
Yeah, if you know anybody and want to send us one just for educational purposes,
we'll trade
trust
you,
me,
we'll
we are
trade
not
you a hat or a T-shirt
yeah,
for it.
we are not affiliated with the Patriots in any way.
I'll throw in a free wristband.
Yeah, we'll throw in a free wristband. All right, so we got the fullback leading to the 4 gap. All right, and all right, so our running back commits to it. But also we have to acknowledge, too, is that DeMarcus Ware on the left side of the offensive line has committed to the run.
Yeah, he crashed hard.
He ate this play up.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason why DeMarcus Ware was allowed to get in was because the wide receiver was moved into motion. All right, that would have been an extra blocker on that left-hand side. Obviously motioned in. DeMarcus Ware is like, ooh, I got this. Right, he's hungry. He thinks he can read that play. He's going right after. He's trying to get the running back from behind and prevent, from the goal line. Maybe slow him down a little bit so the rest of the defensive line, linebackers, cornerbacks, whatever it may be, can kind of get in and stuff it. But that's the vantage point where DeMarcus Ware is trying to get to.
Yeah, I wonder if his hand was in the dirt. So remember at the start of the play, DeMarcus Ware. I don't think he's not in a 3-point stance. I think he's kind of got his.
I think
hands
he's
on
up.
his
Yeah, I
knees,
think he's maybe have like one hand up or something.
So even that slight of a change can change the call for Peyton. So if he sees him with his hand in the dirt, he's like, that might be a sign to him, depending on how much he's watched, which he's obviously watched hundreds of reps from the Cowboys. Maybe that's a clear indication that he's holding the edge and he won't crash.
Right.
But because he saw, I mean, we don't know what the cue is. I would almost guess that Peyton saw, first off, on film, they like to do this. They like to crash. They're very undisciplined. We're going to take advantage of it, first off. But the other thing is there's so many little body mechanic cues that smart guys like him, cerebral quarterbacks, can pick up on.
For sure.
And it could be as simple as that DeMarcus Ware didn't have his hand in the dirt, and that showed to him that he's not playing contain. He's not going to hold the edge. He's being told by the defensive play call, we want you crashing that edge.
Right.
Because the idea could be hopefully that, Noshawn gets tied up just enough in the backfield with them all crowding the line of scrimmage and stuffing up that gap, then he can come in and get cleanup. Because it's so hard on a goal-to-goal situation to get a guy and stop full momentum when he's already starting 4 yards back. So a lot of times that's what they like to do. They like to purposely stuff the hole so that he has to slow up. Now, he can still probably get in, but then you're hoping that you either have – sometimes it's a corner coming off of the edge, and they're there as quote-unquote cleanup guy.
Right.
Yeah, he's there to actually make the tackle. The other guys are just to get in the way. Just literally
stuff it. Kill some time.
Mm-hmm.
Kill some time. Slow the running back down.
Which they kind of
They actually did a very good job because
Yeah.
I don't think Moreno's in. This defense, if this was a handoff, very, very well read.
I think they. Yeah,
I think it was very, very well scouted. However, there's a slight change. There's a slight little issue, and that is Peyton Manning can sometimes run a little bit. Okay, so as you can see, Peyton Manning is jetting off on the other side. All right, we know he is not a mobile quarterback. He is not your Russell Wilsons, Steve Youngs, Lamar Jacksons, Josh Allen's. That is not Peyton Manning. He is a traditional pocket passer. So I think knowing that the defense knows this, he's like, okay, we're gonna try this out. And I mean, how do you scout for that? At this point in time, Peyton Manning has not rushed for a touchdown in 5 years.
Yeah.
I think, right, 5 years. So it would have been 2008, 2009 season, one of those. So it's been a while. You can't, that's something you can't, you don't plan for. All right, Peyton hasn't run for a touchdown in 5 years. We're not going to prep for that because it's not likely to happen. Peyton's been in the league for, I think, 15 years at this point. Right, he retired 2 years later, 15 or 16 years at this point.
Drafted in 97, so
98.
98.
So, so they're not planning for it, and obviously it worked. So we're gonna let the rest of this play go. So the defense, all right. So the camera's focused on that pileup.
Right.
All right. They have no clue. They have no clue at all. And Peyton walks. He could walk it in easily. He could trot. And we all know that Peyton's not a very fast guy. We're watching the little replay right there. Beautiful fake handoff, and Peyton's got all the room in the world to go.
No, Sean may have got in.
I think he might have.
Yeah.
So
here's a good look at it. Well, he
It
kind
was
of gives
close.
up on the play either way.
it was close.
Kudos to Al Michaels on himself not being duped.
Right.
He's
He's
on
seen
top
it.
of
He's
it
like,
the
oh,
whole
wait,
time.
Peyton Manning. If you can hear
Peyton
the
still got the ball.
commentary. Like I
Yep.
said, our audio, I'm going to insert the audio. I don't think it played through on just the straight video. I'm going to insert the audio clip to help out so people can hear what's going on. But yeah, he's like, oh, Peyton still got it. Even though the camera's like, oh, shoot. He does. He's gone. He's running. He's gone. So let's take a look at this play one more time. So you can all see what we've seen. All right, I think we broke it down pretty solid as to why it worked out. All right, that's the big thing.
Yeah, notice the difference right here between. Okay, so DeMarcus Ware does have his hand in the dirt. It's the guy next to him that's standing up
I
for whatever
see.
reason.
Okay.
But notice the edge on the other side too. That's a hard angle. That is a clear indication to an offensive lineman that he's going to purposely try and set the edge and not let anyone get outside. It's called contain.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's a little extra something there. And then bam. Committed. Wide open. Nobody within 5 yards of Peyton Manning. At least.
The casual flip to the ref. Love it.
I love it. So classic.
Yep.
He was never very that's the thing about Peyton where I watched some of these other quarterbacks who had a bigger personality. Like Andrew Luck was always more exciting to me than Peyton because of just the unpredictability where Peyton was just like Omaha and he just does his thing.
Yeah.
He just does his thing. So.
His equal in a lot of ways, even definitely shown in the Hall of Fame induction that he invited and made sure that Brady was there.
Yeah.
Totally different attitude.
319! 399! Cut! 33!
Yeah, spot.
Blue 58!